So the curriculum resources that I want to share today are for middle school teachers. There is one high school unit on this website, and it is about COVID. So if you're a high school teacher and you're interested in that, you could go check it out. Otherwise, everything that is here so far is for middle school. So the website is called OpenSciEd, and you can Google it, or there's a link in the video description. And then once you're there, go ahead and create an account so that you can access everything. Everything on the website is free and it's under a Creative Commons license. So you can use it however you want. So I am logged in so I can see everything. They have a lot of information here, a lot of different things that are really helpful in learning how to teach our current standards. We're just going to look at some of the curriculum supports though. So under the instructional materials, I would suggest that you click on the unit release schedule, not so much because we care when everything's coming out. I mean, maybe we do, but also because this is just a nice overview of where to find the different units without having to click through like all the 6th grade units. So quick background, NGSS does not put their middle school standards into grades. They're just called middle school. And so every state or organization kind of decides which standards they're going to teach in which grades, and they don't always align with each other. And so whenever you're looking for resources as a middle school teacher, you should be looking for 6th through 8th grade resources because not everybody has them aligned the same. And so you could see if I'm an 8th grade teacher, I'm going to be finding light in the 6th grade unit, right? And if I'm a 6th grade teacher, and I just go to 6th grade, I'll see weather, which Utah does have in 6th grade, but I'm also going to see these other things that Utah has in 7th or 8th grade. So this is just one place you can go to kind of see where the topics that you teach live on this website. So that's the unit release schedule. And you can see they have some units are not going to be released for another year. All of the units go through a pretty long testing stage. So they've been field tested and revised by teachers. So that's why it takes them so long to get their units out. So back to the instructional materials tab, we'll just go look at one unit so you can kind of see what it looks like. So if you just go to access the instructional materials, we're going to look at a unit that they have in 8th grade. This also aligns to an 8th grade standard that you might be teaching or that's coming up on sound. And so a couple places that I would start is I would click whenever you open a unit is just click on the unit storyline and a graphic will come up that you can see really quickly what this unit is about. You can decide if you actually want to teach this whole thing as is, or maybe you just pull ideas from it. So these are all phenomenon based. And so you can see in each of these, you can see what phenomenon students are investigating in each lesson. So maybe you pull this whole unit and you just teach it how they've written it, or maybe you come here for ideas for phenomena. So anyhow, the unit or the storyline overview can give you an idea about what goes on in the unit, what kids are figuring out. On this page, they also have just all the resources that you would need for the unit. So there are videos. So there's usually a teacher playlist and a student playlist. If you open them in YouTube, you can see all the videos. And so even if you're not teaching their unit, a lot of the videos would be useful no matter what phenomenon you're using. So you could pull the videos from the student playlist and use them to support your own teaching. And then there also, a lot of them have simulations. And so this one has a lot. So this is another thing that you could use if you're teaching their unit, or maybe you're just using it to support what you're already doing in your class. And you can go poke around. There's a lot more information to support you as you are teaching the standard. And then if you decide you want to actually go look around at the resources and poke around a little bit deeper, if you go to the download unit, they do make these student editions. So the idea is they're actually printed booklets that follow the storyline that are like student notebooks. So students are actually writing in them. This particular one also has a Spanish version. So if you wanted to use those, you could. But if you go to the drive, they will have all of their resources there. And like I mentioned before, you can use these however you want. So I'm just actually going to go to the additional resource folder, and you can see they have the assessments. And so these are assessments that are built for their storyline, but you might be able to pull them and use them with whatever you're doing, even if you're not using theirs. There are handouts and readings. So these might also be things that even if you're not using their whole unit, you might be able to pull them and use them to support what you're already doing in your classroom. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention on their website, they also have just taken all of the simulations from all of the units and put them on one page. So if you don't want to go poke around in every unit looking for simulations, you just want to open them all up, they have them on one page. And the same with their videos. And so both their student playlist and the teacher playlists are all on one page. So if you don't want to go poke around in each unit, you could come here and find the playlist, open it up in YouTube, and look at the videos that they have to support that standard. So there's a lot of stuff here that you could use either to support what you're already doing with students, or whole unit ideas if you want to just pull their whole unit and use it as is or modify it. So I hope this was helpful. I hope there's some things here that you can use to support what you're already doing.